Steeler Nation, we're almost at the point right now after the two big quarterback moves that has been done by the Steelers, Omar Khan, Andy Weidl, the whole crew, where it's like you're almost thinking, what's going to happen next? Now, I do know the Pittsburgh Steelers have been rumored and linked towards Tyler Boyd, ex-Bengal. And by the way, I can't stand the Bengals. If you guys are new to the channel, I've recently seen my content over the last few days. I am one of the biggest Bengals haters out there. I enjoy the fact that they have been to 3 Super Bowls and never won any. I look behind me with my 6-time Super Bowl champion Steelers. I can go and watch anytime I want to on YouTube highlights from pretty much every Super Bowl. Bengals fans out there can't do that. They're 0-3. I hope they never win one. So I understand that the Steelers have been linked towards Tyler Boyd and those kind of things. But we have some, not just a rumor, but a bit of news going around town, and that is to do with this bloke called Mike Williams. Now, Mike Williams was a Charger. I believe it's coming up now. Mike Williams was a Charger. Last year, he had, in 2023 season stats, he had a bit of an injury. We're going to just, briefly go over to. He had 19 receptions, 249 yards, 1 TD, 13.1 yards average. However, same time, I did find this out, and I'm not a Charger fan. I'm a Steelers fan. So I do watch the NFL, but I don't pay that much attention to it. I pay way more attention to my Steelers, your Steelers, than I do around the NFL. But I do know he's a pretty good receiver. 6'4", big bloke, can catch a pass. He's really good. Now, this was a picture here from the LA Chargers. Will be without a huge piece of their offense for the balance of 2023 campaign. And MRI confirmed wide receiver Mike Williams suffered a torn ACL in Sunday's 28-24 win in Minnesota and will be out for the rest of the season. So that was 25th of September last year, and I guess he went down in week 3 or week 4. See you later. Season done. Now he's a free agent. Now, I did see some tweets and some other articles that Mike Williams might be having a chance to come back to the Chargers, right? Could be a possibility. You have the other, was it Wayne Harbaugh's brother over the gym, or John Harbaugh over there? Philip Rivers, not him. The other bloke, Herbert. So, they need a receiver, and he could possibly go back to his old team. But why this is interesting is Adam Schefter says here, former Chargers receiver Mike Williams. You know what's kind of funny? Interesting how he says former Chargers receiver Mike Williams. Would he not say free agent? So maybe he is looking to get outside of the Charger land, San Diego, LA, wherever they're from, right? Maybe he's trying to get out of there. Says here, receiver Mike Williams is scheduled to visit this week with the Jets, Panthers, Steelers per source. Jets up first with Williams arriving Monday night. That's today, I believe, in America. Also with the Chargers having traded Keenan Allen, they're also interested in bringing him back too. So there are 4 teams. Chargers, his team for the last, 5, 6 years, 7 years. The Jets, that's Aaron Rodgers. If he's healthy, that's your quarterback. The Panthers play next to Deontay Johnson. And who's the bloke out there? I can't remember his name. Bryce Young, the quarterback, in a really bad team right now, Carolina. Do you really think, besides a big money paycheck, that he would go and play for the Carolina Panthers? I'm not too sure. And the other option was the Pittsburgh Steelers per source. So Mike Williams is visiting Jets, Panthers, Steelers, those 3 teams, and has interest coming back to his own team, right? Now, who is Mike Williams? Like I said, I'm still a huge NFL fan. I watch as many games as I can, but I really focus my time on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I went to his stats for a bit of reference. And we have here, he was in 2017. I think he's out of Clemson back then. So Mike Williams is Clemson, 2017. Oh, there you go. Round 1, pick 7. So really high draft pick, 6'4", 218 pounds. And the first season he only played 10 games. And he had 11 receptions, 23 targets, 95 yards. So really, really, not much of a rookie year. But that's a couple of years ago. So that's all cool. 2018, he had 43 targets, 64 yards, 1,000 yards, 756, 1,000 yards, 895, 249, right? 4,800 yards. The big thing for me is what I really want to point out, though. Okay, yes, he hasn't got that many yards. He's got 500 targets, 309 catches. Big body guy. When I was watching, I was having dinner before today after my shift, and I was watching highlights that really, catch me up. And could it be a possibility where Mike Williams would play next to George Pickens? And I was watching highlights, and the guy's huge. He's 6'4" and uses his body well, can take on small defenders, take on the stupid Bengals, stupid Ravens, and just use his body to get over a position. And could you imagine having Pickens on one side, being number 1 or 1A, and also on the other side, Mike Williams is a vet, playing now for 7 years, I believe 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, going into his 8th year on the other side. Pickens one side, and on the other side, Mike Williams. Then I also started to think, I was like, Russell Wilson, he's our quarterback. He has to find targets. He needs to find people to throw the ball to. George Pickens, he's definitely going to be one of those guys. Could be a 1,000-yard receiver. Deontay Johnson, traded away, gone. See you later. Calvin Austin, we're still trying to think, and Steeler fans, what's going to happen with Calvin Austin in this new offense that is Arthur Smith, and it's like a power run, like run offense, play action pass. Will they feature Calvin Austin to the mix? So where's Russell Wilson going with the ball? Is he going to check down the ball to Najee, going to check the ball down to Warren, or get the tight ends involved as my camera goes out? It happened the other day too. Get the tight ends involved, and also get in Darnell Washington, and get involved. What's the other bloke? Darnell Fryermuth and Connor Hayward too. I'm trying to fix my camera on the fly, so I don't need to edit. Yes, could we go and see that Wilson have those targets? But I feel like the Steelers are still yet to add a veteran receiver. They need a big body guy, physical guy. That's what the Steelers are doing this year in terms of getting, blokes like Queen on the defense. And they've got is it Van Jefferson? He could be a 4th receiver on the depth chart. They haven't re-signed back Miles Boykin yet. So maybe Van Jefferson, he could play teams as a gunner. So there's still a few moves, roaming around. But this is why I said it's not a rumor. It's an actual fact that Mike Williams is scheduled to visit this week with the Jets, Panthers, and Steelers per source. So we have rumors out there with Boyd and other links. And I think we even had rumors with Marquise Brown, but he signed with the Chiefs for a 1-year deal. But this actual fact that this bloke could be going, or is going, to the Steelers organization and could be leaving with a contract. Now, here's your part, guys. Here's your part. So would you like to see the Pittsburgh Steelers go and offer this guy a contract, maybe a 2-year contract, 3-year contract? Not too sure how the money will work out. I leave the money side to Omar Khan. But would you guys like to see Mike Williams, facing on the opposite direction, Russell Wilson feeding him the football with some tight ends, Fryermuth and Darnell and all those kind of dudes, and plus the running backs we have, the 1-2 punch with Harris, and hopefully we go into the season as well in the draft, and we get a maybe a center, or we build the O-line up. So would you guys, by the way, I was fixing my camera again, it went out. Would you guys like to see that happen, where we have Pickens one side and Williams the other? So I think there's some truth to this. I think we could see either in the next few days, Mike Williams could be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I'm sure that Omar Khan will figure this out. I have total trust in Omar Khan to do so. But the fact is, he's going towards the Steelers for a visit, and he might walk out with a contract. And the guy, like I said, the biggest thing for me is the yard is short, 4,000 yards. But his average is really high, 15.6. That's a first down. Russell Wilson over the middle, 15.6, first down. Next play, hand it to Najee, 4 or 5 yards, go back to Williams, get it to Fryermuth, whatever it may be. This offense can be good if we get a good O-line to help, Russell Wilson have time to find some connecting receivers. And Pickens, he doesn't drop much. Mike Williams, big body guy, catching 15.6 yards average and 31 TDs. This might be the bloke that says, you know what, the Pittsburgh Steelers are serious, offer him a contract, and next minute, Pickens on one side, Williams on the other, the tight ends, the running backs, build the O-line, Russell Wilson, Hall of Fame QB, possibly going on a run and getting a Super Bowl would be a dead set factor. Anyways, it's a good little idea that could be a possibility coming soon. If he's choosing between Jets, Panthers, Steelers, I know my vote. There's no way I'm going to the Jets. They suck. There's no way I'm going to the Panthers. They haven't got a quarterback. And out of the Steelers and Chargers, the Steelers are a much better franchise than the old San Diego Chargers.